We're on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange where Jim Cramer answers your Twitter questions. Jim, we're going to get right to it.
Okay, let's see. I've got my Apple Watch, so we're like timed to it. I had to do it. I had to show because I've got a piece this morning on Real Money about how I bought 4 Apple Watches this weekend. That's the only reason why I'm showing.
I'm impressed. I hope one of them is for me.
Well, that could be, but there are a lot of them are spoken for. There's about 8 people who want the 4.
Let's get to some of these questions here, Jim. A few on energy. Somebody asks, what about Renewable Energy Group reporting today broadly? What do you think of biodiesel and renewable energy companies?
I think you have to stay away. I like First Solar. The company reported a quarter that was very hard to understand, and I thought it was actually positive. But in the end, I mean, we got in a situation where oil is coming back. If you want to own some of these, then I think you have to be very, very careful. They've run because oil's come back. Maybe the safest thing to do is to buy a yield co, like the one that NRG spun off. That may be the way to be able to pick up some income and also be able to cushion yourself.
We also have a question about Valero Energy. How do you see that playing out?
If oil goes higher, it's going to squeeze their margins, and you want to sell Valero. And oil through 60 does matter.
All right, in terms of earnings, what do you think about Alibaba? What are you expecting? How do you best play it?
Okay, Alibaba, you play it through Yahoo. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Jim, Yahoo just keeps going down. My point is that when you back out Alibaba and you back out Yahoo Japan, you get a company that now is worth about -2. I think it's worth something.
All right, how about 3M? What do you think of that stock?
3M is a stock that we've been looking at very hard. Jack Moore and I, research director of ActionAlersPlus.com, be able to pick some up. I believe that the dollar has peaked. If you think the dollar's peaked, you're going to have some very good organic growth and a really, really nice tailwind from headwind. I think Inga Tulin's doing a great job.
All right, speaking of peaking, and you can look at your watch again when I ask you this, has Apple peaked?
I think a lot of people want to say that Apple has peaked, and a lot of people dislike the stock. To me, a stock that sells at 14 times earnings, 12 times they back out the cash, returning $200 billion with Apple Pay, really kind of taking retail by storm, and the Apple Watch, I think, to be undervalued. I think to sell the stock here is just because you're tired of Apple. I say you own Apple, don't trade it.
As always, our thanks to Jim Cramer.
And by the way, fabulous coverage of Berkshire Hathaway this weekend. People should go back and look at some of these videos. Warren Buffett made so much sense. If you're going to try to pick individual stocks, please heed his idea, as he told you, buy companies you know at prices you like. That could cause, at least you're on Twitter, a lot of people to say, you know what, maybe I'm not so hurt after all.
Jim Cramer, thank you so much. I'm Rhonda Schaffler for The Street.